Alright, let's imagine you're about to upgrade the main screen in your living room and you've just spotted the Sony 65-inch mini LED QLED 4K BRAVIA on a sale banner. You're probably thinking, is this the right size for my space? Will it really look better than my current 55-inch LED? And most importantly, will it actually give my PlayStation 5 the boost I've heard about, or am I just paying extra for a fancy word combo? Those are the exact concerns I had before I started digging, and the link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest thing to consider with any 65-inch TV is viewing distance. If your couch sits about 8 to 9 feet away, this size hits the sweet spot where the 4K resolution really starts to feel like a window instead of a collection of pixels. In my own setup, a modestly sized family room with a 9-foot viewing distance, the picture fills the wall nicely without overwhelming the eye. The mini LED backlight is the real game changer here. Unlike a traditional edge-lit LED, the mini LED array packs thousands of tiny zones, letting the TV dim parts of the screen independently while keeping the highlights bright. The result is a contrast level that feels more like a premium OLED when you're watching a dark-themed sci-fi movie, and bright enough to hold up against daytime sunlight coming through a large window. Now, where do we see the practical strengths? One of the biggest wins is the color fidelity. Sony's QLED panel claims billions of real-world colors, and in a side-by-side comparison with my older LCD, the new BRAVIA reproduces the deep reds in a Marvel movie and the subtle gradients in a nature documentary with a level of nuance that makes you want to sit a bit closer. If you're a gamer who loves the vivid palettes of titles like Horizon Forbidden West or the neon glow of Cyberpunk 2077, that color boost is noticeable right away. The TV also comes calibrated from the factory for studio reference, which means you don't have to spend hours in picture-setting menus to get a decent baseline. That's a hidden time saver for anyone who isn't a picture calibration hobbyist. The second practical strength is the integrated Google TV platform. All the major streaming apps, Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime, are tucked into one interface, and the voice remote lets you ask Google to find a show, control your smart lights, or even launch a game on the PlayStation 5 without lifting a finger. Your favorite streaming apps in one place tagline isn't just marketing fluff, it actually reduces the friction of switching inputs or hunting for a remote. In daily use, that translates to fewer pauses and more binge-watching time. If you're a PlayStation 5 owner, the perfect for PlayStation 5 claim is worth unpacking. The TV supports HDMI 2.1, which means you can enable 120Hz at 4K, low latency mode, and variable refresh rate, VRR, straight out of the box. In practical terms, a fast-paced shooter like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 feels smoother, and the input lag drops into the mid-single-digit milliseconds range, hardly noticeable when you're reacting to in-game cues. That low latency isn't something every 65-inch TV can guarantee, so the BRAVIA does deliver on one of the biggest promises for console gamers. On the flip side, there are a few hidden trade-offs. First, the mini LED technology, while impressive, still relies on a backlight system that can suffer from blooming where bright objects cast a faint halo onto surrounding dark areas. In most typical viewing scenarios you probably won't notice it, but if you're a fan of high-contrast content with a lot of bright highlights against deep blacks, think Blade Runner 2049, you may see a slight halo around bright objects. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's a nuance that high-end OLEDs handle better. Second, the TV's built-in speakers are decent for casual TV watching, but they fall short of the immersive sound you might expect from a flagship system. If you plan to use the TV for movie nights or gaming without a soundbar or AV receiver, you'll probably want to invest in external audio to get the full Dolby Vision HDR experience. The BRAVIA's Movies included with the BRAVIA TV feature actually bundles a few trial subscriptions, which is nice, but it won't compensate for lackluster bass or dialogue clarity in a large room. Another practical consideration is the wall mounting experience. The mini LED panel is relatively thin, but the whole unit is heavier than a standard LED of the same size. If you're planning to mount it yourself, you'll need a sturdy VSA-compatible bracket rated for at least 30 kilograms, about 66 pounds. Users have reported that the included stand is stable, but the footprint is a bit wider than some other models, so double-check your furniture layout before committing. Who should definitely buy this TV? If you're a gamer with a PlayStation 5 or a future-proof console like the Xbox Series X, and you value high brightness, vibrant colors, and low input lag, the Sony 65-inch mini LED QLED is a solid match. It also fits families who stream a lot of content daily and want a